Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Now, 2027 is just around the corner, and I can say people are getting ready. For President William Ruto, he feels secured that he right now has Raila on his side, of which to Raila it's not like a fully agreed deal that he'll support Ruto in 2027, but to some extent it's a relaxation for Ruto that he is safe with Baba. But also at the same time, what makes Ruto relaxed or don't see the need to do much is the fact that he has not seen a very strong competitor to face him come 2027. And today I want us to analyze the key figures that I think will factor or will matter in 2027, and also look as to why they might not be strong or why one may be strong. So without much ado, ladies and gentlemen, if it's the first time you're coming through you're encountering this channel, kindly don't hesitate, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to leave us a comment in the comment section on what's your view on the 2027 general election. Without much ado, let's dive right into it. Number one, the Raila Ruto pact. Is it strong? Is it weak? Now, I think Sifuna was right that even with ODM, Ruto might still go home. And I like it that right now people are like, no, it's not like in the past whereby if Baba says right, we go right. If Baba says left, we go left. So maybe whoever will the pact will impact more is let's say the Nyanza, the Luo people. But I think majority of the country is like done with that old man. So I don't think if Raila's Ruto pact is gonna be a very strong impact to Ruto, because I feel like in 2027 people are going to vote based on your doings in your previous regime. And I think 2027 with the young people, we might see a great shift in tribal line politics. I think we are going to experience something like Kenyans voting in lines of manifestos or what you're gonna do for them, rather than them voting because someone has said so. The thing of Machungwa Sita is gonna end. Now, how does this pact impact Raila or Ruto? For Ruto, if Raila is going to support Ruto in 2027 and there is no a strong opposition, be sure Ruto is getting back into office. Why? Raila has still influence in the Lake region. No matter how strong Rigathi is with the mountain, if they are not able to bring up a stronger candidate to face William Ruto in 2027 and Raila supports William Ruto, Ruto is going back to office early in the morning. On the other hand, if the opposition or those who form the opposition or even the citizen come up with a very strong candidate to face Ruto in 2027, the Raila Ruto pact is just as weak as anything, because majority of Kenyans are tired with Raila Odinga. So the only way it's gonna work is if the opposition is going to be weak come 2027. The second person who we are going to talk about in this 2027 race is Kalonzo Musyoka. Now, for Kalonzo Musyoka, I think he's a joker somehow, because there is something Rigathi told Kalonzo that he should take very keen interest in, but he has not been taking keen interest in that. Rigathi told Kalonzo, if you want to become the president of this country, realize it's not just about the Ukambani votes. You need to convince the entire 47 counties, 290 constituencies to rally your support. That means that Kalonzo Musyoka has to travel across this nation. Kalonzo Musyoka has to, he has to over-campaign whatever Ruto campaigned for in 2022 for him to get that total backing up. Kalonzo started, he was in coast, but I think it ended. You see, the thing with the politics, kuzunguka mingi, like moving here and there, requires dedication. If you see President Ruto managing to cover the coastal region in 1 week, day to day, in and like he's out in the field every day, I'm telling you that thing is not easy, because it requires a lot of effort. You walking, sometimes you're out of the field tired, you gotta rest, but you still have to get out tomorrow to go for another project. So it's not easy. And I think this is where it's gonna hit Kalonzo. If he's not going to wear his shoes and hit the ground running, if he's not going to convince the nation with his silent nature, Kalonzo is not the strongest candidate to face William Ruto. Because Ruto needs a vocal person, a dedicated person, like let's say someone like Natembeya. Natembeya can boldly challenge Ruto. And if Natembeya challenges Ruto, Ruto will shiver. Ruto will have to go back to the drawing board. Because you see, if Natembeya goes to the coast, they will listen to him. If Natembeya goes to the central region, they listen to him. In western region, he's already being listened to. In Nyanza, he'll convince a fraction of those people to listen to him. So if Kalonzo Musyoka is not going to put on his shoes very well, then he's not going to face Ruto strongly in 2027. The third candidate is Fred Matiang'i, and I think this man is a total joker. He is a total joker. And to me, chances are he might not even be in the ballot. Okay? These are just rumors. You know, kuna wana zile rumors that umesikia nani anasimama. Then ikifika time is nowhere to be seen. I think Matiang'i thrives more when someone puts him in power, like the way he was as CS, rather than him looking for that power. Up to now, I think Matiang'i should have, because everyone was backing up him. Whatever just needed to happen was for Matiang'i to boldly come out and say, I'm running. I'm in the race. But up to now, even you could hear in Kisii, Raila saying that he has not come out boldly to say that he's running. So far, it's just an illusion. So for me, Matiang'i is a joker. Yes, he's a strong candidate to face Ruto. If he's serious about running and he decides to run, he will be a thorn to the flesh of Ruto. But up to now, Matiang'i has announced nothing. All we hear is from Senator Onyonka that Matiang'i is running. And if Matiang'i is not going to come out himself and declare it, if he's waiting for the last minute, let's say in 2026, this politics does not require you to announce yourself in 2026. You should announce yourself as early as right now. Okay? And if Matiang'i is not going to announce himself as early as right now, then I don't think if he's going to manage to convince the country in less than a year to vote for him. Because if Ruto is going to have Raila in his docket, then for Matiang'i is going to be hard. The last candidate, whom I think if he runs for presidency, I won't speak about Natembeya, because I think Natembeya will be going for the gubernatorial seat for the second time, and I think after that Natembeya will be strong enough to challenge anyone for the seat of the president. But right now, let's talk about this man, CJ Maraga. Now, Maraga is a really strong. You see, if Maraga does perfect branding, if Maraga does perfect mobilization of young people, if Maraga does perfect coalition choosing, if Maraga does perfect allies selection, then Maraga might be a very huge threat to President William Ruto. People are undermining him. I think he's also fearing getting into the political space to run, but I have a feeling that if Maraga decides to run, at least for him, if you compare him to Matiang'i, he boldly spoke it out that I think I should run for president, rather than Matiang'i, whom we hear from people. But if Maraga is gonna decide to run in 2027, and does enough mobilization, I think Ruto will have to go back to the drawing board, because this is a man who has the hearts of people at his hands. People like CJ Maraga. So obviously people are going to listen to CJ Maraga. People are going to vote for CJ Maraga if he's in the ballot. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, those are just my personal views. What do you think? Whom is fit to run for the presidential seat against William Ruto? Is it Kalonzo Musyoka? Is it CJ Maraga? Is it Fred Matiang'i? Leave me on comments in the comment section. Adios.